because it's not left to right. Let's go all the way to the right. We put Phillip Rivers on there.
Sure.
Now, again, I think this is not only wildly reckless, I think this shows a system arrogance, which is, I think Shane Steichen thinks, well, I could just, snag a Trevor Siemian or maybe Bailey Zappi, or I'm not sure who's on practice squads, an active NFL player, but they don't know my system. I'd rather take a guy who's been coaching high school football and retired for 5 years because he knows my system. Unfortunately, Mike McDonald's defense's system is going to be knock Phillip Rivers on the ground, see how it works, but he's on the mound. Tua stays where he is. Tyler Shutt cost me untold dollars by beating that was such an easy teaser. How did the Bucs not win? He's on the mound. J.J. McCarthy. He played great.
Well.
Yeah.
Was he off last week?
He's been off his whole career. I think he might have got on there after week 1 to come back.
He did play well.
Jackson Dart stays where he is bye week. Gino, not great. He's covered. Jacoby Brissett falls. Now, this is a monumental row 6. But I don't know what to do with a bad month of football.
Oof.
Wow.
Bad month of football.
Lowest ever.
Yeah. Bad month of football for Jalen Hurts and a 0 touchdown, 5 turnover game. That's the full Peterman, guys. You never want to go the full Peterman. He did it. Aaron Rodgers moves up. Brock Purdy, don't get mad at me, Prue. They didn't play. He's just chilling. Stays where he is.
I know we
Same
only
with Bryce.
about him when he's terrible.
Brew, he didn't play.
I know, but I've accepted it.
And Shador moves up. So we have from, Purdy, the last pick of the draft, Bryce, the first pick of the draft, Shador, 5th round pick of the draft, but everyone pretends he wasn't. It's just perfect. 5th row. Mountain's always fair. Baker's also had a shaky month. Not quite as shaky as Lamar and Jalen's, but a shaky month, and he's got a drop. CJ, on the other hand, I thought obviously had issues in the second half, but was awesome in the first half in getting that 10-point lead. It was frigid conditions against a desperate Chiefs team. He moves up. Caleb, we couldn't move him up because he had a bad first half and threw a game-losing pick. Didn't feel like I should move him down because I did think he was awesome for the majority of the second half. He stays where he is. Jared Goff almost moved up. I'll be totally honest. I think the fact that he played Thursday hurt him on the mountain this week. Because it feels far away. That's not really how it should work, but he stays where he is, and Bo Nix had the week off. Now, speaking of the lowest ever, I don't like this one bit. Just for a bit.
Wow.
What?
The mountain has to be fair.
Joe Burrow.
Not fair.
It's not about Joe Burrow.
Trevor.
So I'm
Good week
having
for Trevor.
Costello
though.
over
Yeah.
there. This is a comedy act.
Trevor's right.
This is a monumental, sad moment that shows the integrity of the mountain and maybe hurts my interpersonal relationships, but fair is fair. I do not think Patrick was nearly as bad as the stats look. But the stats are the stats. They lost the game. He drops. Joe Burrow, I thought, was awesome, except for those back-to-back plays that kneecapped the entire game and maybe cost the Bengals a playoff spot.
Yep.
So he has to drop. Sam Darnold, again, nobody loves a 1 p.m. window that's only shown in tiny little pockets of the country like Sam Darnold. He relishes those moments, and he cooks. And can we have a moment for the Prince?
I don't know.
I mean, he was awesome. He was awesome in that game. We have all year long, the Mountain has been honest with the Prince. Even when they're winning, we haven't inflated him. But they are now favorites to win the division. He's playing great. They're doing it without Travis Hunter. Brian Thomas just came back. New coach.
Travis Hunter was his big
very
impact
tough
player
schedule. Some great wins. The Jacksonville Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence. There he is. Row 3. Dak drops because of the Thursday performance. Jordan Love moves up, and Justin Herbert moves up, even though the stats were awful. Because here's the deal. Those of us that have thought Justin Herbert was good, but not great, the knock on him was the inability to make the high leverage plays that lead to winning.
Yes.
And so it would then be unfair when they win a huge game against the defending champs to come this close to locking up a playoff spot to then be like, but his stats were bad. Just like, by the way, it will be ridiculous if folks who have loved Justin Herbert forever because winning's not a quarterback stat, and look at most passing yards in the first 5 years,
Thank you.
if they love that game, I'm not talking about any names, but I'll see you in an hour,
5
Danny
o'clock.
Barkin. I think that's a little hypocritical. Row 2, Josh Allen moves up with a brilliant performance. Again, I typically would grade performances against the Bengals defense on a curve, but Kevin Wildes has smartly informed me that defense is on the come.
They are getting better.
Drake May's on a bye. He stays where he is. And Matt Stafford for seemingly the 6th consecutive week.
And it shouldn't be, because Josh Allen should clearly be at the top of the mountain. Josh Allen has clearly been better than Matthew Stafford. I posted a whole video this morning about it from the herd. Definitely check it out. Josh Allen has clearly been better. He's been doing more with less, makes up more production, more of the run game, is experiencing more pressures, has clearly nowhere close to the receivers of Puka or Devontae. The Rams actually run the ball better. Matthew Stafford actually benefits from a better run game than Josh Allen. And Josh Allen has more total yards, more rushing yards, higher completion percentage. One less total touchdown. That's it. One less total touchdown. And again, clearly with an inferior roster from an offensive standpoint and defensive standpoint too, as well. Josh Allen deserves to be at the top of the mountain. And quite frankly, it's not really even as close as people would like to make it up to be. Mahomes right now being on the same level of Joe Burrow absolutely bought out. Joe Burrow should not have moved down. I understand he threw those 2 interceptions. They were devastating, but Joe Burrow has been playing out of his mind, all things considered. And Patrick Mahomes now should not be above Jared Goff, okay? Jared Goff not moving up in that game. Jared Goff was flawless. He was absolutely flawless against the Dallas Cowboys. He played absolutely spectacular. He was flawless. To have him not move up in that game and to be on the same level right now as Baker Mayfield is just so insulting. To have Trevor Lawrence above Jared Goff right now is so insulting and just so ridiculous. It really is. It's insanity. It makes absolutely positively 0 sense. None. Even having now Jackson Dart below Shader Sanders makes absolutely no sense. I mean, what Jackson Dart has been able to do with the mess and the disaster of the New York Giants and his completion percentage, his passer rating, his touchdown to interception ratio, his rushing yards, all of that is better than what Shador has done. And I'm just even using ratios and per game type stuff, not totals, because obviously Jackson Dart has played more games. I have noticed that Shador fans get a little antsy when you bring up other quarterbacks' names, like a Jackson Dart. So that'll be fun to deal with. But I mean, pretty insane. And yeah, Jalen Hurts has been struggling now over these last couple of weeks or so. And yet he's still having a better year than Baker Mayfield. And yet Baker Mayfield is still somehow higher than him. And it's like, well, that's weird. Like, that, how does that make sense? I mean, you realize that Jalen Hurts is still ranked as a top 9 quarterback right now. Even with that poor stretch, his touchdown to interception ratio is still elite and great. 19 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 2,700 yards, 64.7 completion percentage, 7.2 yards per attempt. I mean, you realize that, I mean, Mahomes is 22-10. Like, Jalen Hurts has a higher completion percentage than Patrick Mahomes. Baker Mayfield's all the way down here. Snorts, 61% completion percentage. Right now, Baker Mayfield is ranked below Spencer Rattler and Jacoby Brissett. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. They have nearly the same passing yards. Jalen Hurts has more total touchdowns, a significantly higher completion percentage, a higher pressure rate. I mean, when factoring in drops, Jalen Hurts 73.6% completion percentage for adjusted completion percentage. Patrick Mahomes 73.6, since Nick is all about the drops these days. funny enough. Baker Mayfield 70.2. Don't know what to tell you. Baker Mayfield's pass rating is 90.6. Jalen Hurts 96. Patrick Mahomes 91.2. So we can do all our finger wagging we want, but I mean, Jalen Hurts is right there in that mix, even him having obviously a few really bad statistical games, and yet he's still right up here. Also, I think we're inflating Trevor Lawrence a little bit here, man. Trevor Lawrence has a 59.5% completion percentage, 18 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Now, I will say his drops are through the roof. He's got 33 drops. I mean, I like how Nick's and he's doing this without Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter's Justin Jefferson now, what are we talking about? He was a rookie player that they tried to say, hey, he can play on both sides of the ball. No, you can't. And so, again, Trevor Lawrence does deserve a lot of credit because he's dealing with a ton of pressures, a ton of drops. So even, his completion percentage and his touchdown interception ratio is probably somewhat misleading, I'd say. But yeah, I'd have to think about that more honestly. But I mean, he hasn't particularly taken care of the ball. I know he's facing a lot more pressures, but and so you're going to put the ball in a little bit more harm's way, but he has 20 turnover worthy plays. To put that in context, Justin Herbert's been pressured even more than Trevor Lawrence, and Justin Herbert has 11 turnover worthy plays. So half that amount, that matters. That matters tremendously. Also, some of Trevor Lawrence's drops are actually on him as well. I have a video breaking that down that I made a month or so ago, that Trevor Lawrence often throws the wrong type of ball to his receivers that then leads them to drop. That's what then Trevor Lawrence actually got mad at his coach and shook him away because his coach Liam at that point was just kind of no, you got to put him right here. I think he tried to high point. I forget whatever it was. He did the wrong type of throw in that moment. And Hawk and Orlowski kind of broke it all down and showed that in the course of the game, there was 3 or 4 drops that were all attributed to Trevor Lawrence that at first glance, you don't always know if you're watching it. You see the receiver kind of drop it, hits his hands or something. You're oh, he's got to catch that or something. And it's the receiver's either expecting a different type of throw, or the type of throw that you just even gave him is just it's just a harder catch than you realize. And so, I don't know if the drops for this are that nuanced. I'm sure, maybe it all balances out in the end because maybe sometimes it's credited as a drop even when it really shouldn't be, or you're not credited with a drop when it should have been so maybe it balances out. I don't know. Sometimes drops can be a little bit subjective in that regard in terms of was it a bad throw or was it a catchable ball? It's a little bit, drops are a little bit subjective, that just is what it is. To a degree, turnover worthy plays are as well, I suppose. Some of this stuff is not clearly defined in terms of, does it have to hit a defensive player in the hands, et cetera, et cetera. But I mean, I don't know. Just look at the difference between Trevor Lawrence right now this season and last season with Liam Cohen. Coaching matters. Coaching matters. Coaching matters big time. Big time, big time, big time. But yeah, kind of crazy, kind of messy. Patrick Mahomes right now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's 8th right now. He did surpass. Herbert did jump over Patrick. Mahomes. And Josh Allen is above Mahomes. Burrow should be above Mahomes. I think you'd have to drop down Dak and you'd put up Burrow. And I think that would make a lot more sense having Burrow. Love Herbert there. I think what Herbert's doing is absolutely spectacular considering what he's dealing with. I mean, it's pretty extraordinary. It's been genuinely heroic. I mean, Stafford played great yesterday and it was dude, the guy was pressured 4 times. Look at my memory. 4 times. He was pressured 4 times. They're going to wide open receivers in it all day the whole time. Justin Herbert was pressured 26. Shout out Shador Sanders. 26 times. 26 times with a broken wrist. By the way, that game that Patrick Mahomes played really bad in too, where his receivers dropped the balls and failed him, and the O-line failed him. Jalen Hurts was pressured 18 times. Patrick Mahomes was pressured 21 times. Just 3 more times. And Jalen Hurts had a lot of drop passes as well. Drop touchdown passes. Drop passes that directly also led to interceptions. I'm just saying. Jalen Hurts also had more passing yards and a higher completion percentage. Jalen Hurts did get that extra interception though. Jalen Hurts had a greater average depth of target, and he had a higher passer rating, 31.3 to 19.8. I'm just saying those are the rules. Those are the rules. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Nick's quarterback mountain? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get into some discussions. Let's get some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see a part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be a part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time. See you